What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Locals Sk8. I'm your host once again, OG Skate Show. This is a podcast where we get to know local skaters on and off the board. And of course, here with me always, we have the Couch Boys. Today we have a special guest sitting in for Listo, Arthur Victorian, and David Peralta behind the ones and twos. And now let's introduce our guest this week. We have Jorge Linares sitting in with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. And tell everybody what city you're repping.
I live currently in the Inland Empire region, but if there's one city that I like to rep, it would most likely be Pico Rivera.
Shout out to Pico Rivera. And how did you start skating?
I remember when I was 14, back in high school, there was this classmate that I used to have. I think his name was Jonathan. I remember he would bring his skateboard like inside class all the time, and I would sit next to him. So afterwards, I got to know him a little, and then I would ask him, "Hey, can I see your board?" And then he'd be like, "Yeah." And then after, I just started asking him questions like, "Oh, what part is this called?" Or, what is this right here? And then he'll be like letting me know what they were. And then afterwards, I was thinking, I think I'm gonna get a board and see how things go from there.
That's rad, man.
And then after some time, I started just saving money. My dad's a landscaper, so I would work with him, and then I'd just start saving, and then once I got a good amount of income, I started investing that in a skateboard.
That's cool, man. Shout out to that dude that let you try out the board, because if not, I mean skaters are cool like that, If you're interested and generally interested, we'll be like, yeah, go for it, dude. But that's cool. And then you saved up your money. Did you go to a skate shop or anything like that, or?
I actually went to a skate shop called Locals Sk8 at the time. There was one located in the city of Montclair. I remember it was right next to a bridge. It was in the border of Pomona and Montclair. Mm-hmm. And at the time, the skate shop was right next to an auto parts, I think, shop as well. They hosted some demos every now and then.
In the parking lot and stuff?
Oh yeah, in the parking lot.
Okay.
And then I remember getting a pair of trucks. They were a aftermarket pair of trucks, mm-hmm. Blue color. And I got the deck in this flea market that used to be close to that shop as well. It was just a black deck.
Was it used or new?
Oh, it was new.
It was new? Okay.
Do you remember the graphic or what it was on it?
Oh no, it was just a solid color board.
Blank.
Like wood color?
It was
or just a solid tone color.
A solid tone color.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And then you got some trucks and some wheels.
The trucks. I had the trucks. I had the board. I had also some aftermarket bearings. Mm-hmm. Some white wheels.
Yeah. That's how I started. Yeah. Because things are expensive, right? And you don't really know at the time. You just want to get out there and get on the skateboard. So did you want to learn tricks right away, or just still learning?
Oh no! When I got the board, because it was all in pieces,
mm-hmm.
It was just the trucks, the grip tape, the wheels, the bearings, everything. So I bought them all separate, and it was all just aftermarket products. So they weren't anything fancy or anything like that. So I figured since I'm barely starting, I'm going to see if I can just get something that's cost effective, mm-hmm. just to start off. And then from there, once I had everything, I started just practicing on the backyard where I used to live, and just my kick turns left, right, and then as time went by, I started learning the ollie, the pop shove it, mm-hmm. kick flip, and so on.
That's cool. Just in your backyard, just on the you had concrete enough to practice on?
Yeah, it was an apartment.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
But it had a small backyard.
Mm-hmm.
So I started just basically just learning my tricks there, and then once I got comfortable enough to like go out there like skate and practice my tricks, I would go to like I would basically go outside and just like do my thing, and so on.
Yeah, I mean that's cool, man. And did you end up skating with the guy that showed you the skateboard
Just once or twice,
once or twice?
and then I noticed he really got heavy into like other things out there like vices. So
You're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
he ended up stopping. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does happen sometimes at that age, especially in high school. You
Yeah.
start partying and stuff like
At
that.
least he
So
passed the torch. So.
yeah, yeah. Well, he passed the torch to you with the skateboard, so that's cool. Are you goofy or are you regular?
oh, I'm goofy.
Goofy. Okay. And when you started skating, like did you know that? Like, did you watch videos or anything like that at the same time, or?
Oh yeah, yeah. I would like look up videos like online, and a lot of the times like I would gravitate towards like videos that was primarily just street skating. I remember street skating was just one of the styles of skating that really just got me fixated on just wanting to basically learn and see if I can actually do the same things that these skaters on videos do. So I figured, okay, well, let's see how things go from there. After practicing with my skateboard, like skating, and then I would go to a local park in Pomona called Palomares Skate Park, and that's where I would practice all the time. Just practice my skating and my tricks and so on.
Okay.
That's a good park to learn at too. They have it's like all ledges, mani pads, and like pyramids, and it's pretty widespread open too. So you have like all this room, and then
That's good.
and then they have like the perfect tents there and double set to learn on too.
Hmm.
Do you have a video you watched on repeat that was like your favorite that inspired you?
Oh yeah, definitely. There were some videos, like especially from that video that came out back in 2010, the America Stay Gold.
Oh, we were just talking about Stego.
That was a
Yeah.
great video.
Yeah,
Great
like
video.
like out of all videos out there, I think Stay Gold was one that really left its mark on me, where all the skaters are just primarily skating street.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one skater that really inspired me a lot was Andrew Reynolds. Andrew Reynolds and his Stay Gold part. That kickflip off the Davis gap.
That thing was massive.
Dang. All right. Now, when you started going to the skate parks, did you make friends there too? Did you hang out or?
Oh, I was mainly focusing on my skating, so I wasn't really like talking too much. I'd say hi here and there to people, but most of the time I'm just there talking, skating.
Okay.
Skating. Just minding basically my own business with just skating for the
Yeah.
most part.
That's cool. That's cool. And like, did you go on your own or did the parents take you?
Oh no, I would go by myself.
You would go by yourself.
By
Okay.
myself.
Because you said you started in high school. Like, did you ever get any, like your parents? Did they say why are you doing that or anything, or did they support it?
My father wasn't really like unsupportive of it. Like he didn't mind me skating. My mother same.
Same?
She didn't mind.
That's cool. Yeah, as long as you're getting out there and doing something, positive and keeping it positive too, because you said some people could get those other vices, and like you just stick to your own lane and do your thing. You'll be fine. Yeah. What were some of the favorite spots to skate?
Favorite spots. I remember I would constantly take the bus from like Montclair to Pomona or Ontario to Pomona, and when I was young, because I wasn't driving.
Mm-hmm.
So along the way, I would like just explore the streets in that area, which is basically the Inland Empire, and from there, like I would just scope some spots out. I know there's one in Montclair where there's like a huge like dock, where you can go off and then just do tricks, do things off the set. So I mean, it's a pretty sick spot, and it's close to the Mission Gap. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Mission Gap, but it's in a lot of skate videos.
Was that the one where you bump off the little thing and over the sidewalk?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That spot's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it's close to that spot right there. There's a lot of like obstacles that you can use to like pole jam. There's a lot of things. I think downtown Ontario used to have a lot of spots too where you can like do tricks off ledges like 50/50s and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like that, man. These are good spots, and you seem to be skating some stuff that you see in the videos too. Like you say, you're already talking about drops and ledges. I like that.
Yeah, and the Mission Gap, the one he's talking about, it's pretty famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever done anything over it?
I've been wanting to. I've shot photos of some people that I was connected with at the time. Doing tricks off it. Shooting photos and stuff. But I personally haven't done anything. I mean, I would definitely like to go and do something in that spot. I just don't have a filmer with me at the moment.
Okay. That's good that that's something that you want to do in the future, man. Because you got to get it. Because how old are you right now?
29.
29. Okay, you're still young enough to get it. I'm not hucking down nothing big no more. That's for sure. I was scared of the Force Stair yesterday at 4th Avenue. I was like, I don't know, because I was like, wasn't even sure about it. But yeah.
What trick would you want to do over the Mission Gap?
Good trick. Good question.
Probably either a heel flip.
Heel flip
Off the Mission Gap, or just a backside 180.
Those look nice over that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You a heel flipper or more of a kick flipper?
More of a kick flipper. I'd like to one day land something with a heel flip,
Right.
like off a set or off a gap.
That makes more sense now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because like you're doing something that's like not your go-to. You know what I mean? So I like that. Because me, I'm gonna use a go-to. I'm not trying something I don't know. Yep. So that's cool, man. I love it, man. All right. What other favorite stuff do you skate?
Like what other styles of skating?
Like what are the spots? Like, cause you had like ledge spots or anything like that? Cause some people will they always ask like, where do the locals skate? We want to know.
So if there's like other spots that I like to skate, like it'd be primarily like just like spots where people won't really see you, like warehouses or places where it's more reserved.
Mm-hmm.
And along the way you find like they'd say like chain gaps, like there's like chains where it's meant to like prevent people from entering with their vehicles and stuff.
Right.
And you got chains right there that you can just even do a simple ollie or a hippie jump or stuff like that.
That's cool.
Or there's some manual pads too. I know there's like a street where I would always take to go to work at the time, at the place where I used to be a nutritional consultant. I remember I would take the street that was very reserved. It was there was a lot of mani pads there or a lot of like sidewalks that you can use as mani pads. There's places like that as well that I have observed along the way. And just getting creative with your search out there.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's the best thing.
All right. How do you usually like find your spots? Like,
it's mostly just by exploring. Like if I'm trying to go or reach a destination out there, like along the way, like I just observe my surroundings and from there that's how I find the spots. They're not intentional. They just happen along the way.
I love that when that happens, because like a lot of times, like sometimes, like if you have a warehouse job, you'll never go down these streets usually, right? And then all of a sudden you're going through this pathway and you're like, wait a minute, there's spots back here, like I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I feel like the way too, like he's talking about skating, it's like that's like the OG way of like when we were little, how we would find spots, because as a kid you're reserved because you don't have a car, you can't really take the bus. So you go and skate these warehouses. And even now as an adult, I like doing that too sometimes because it brings me back to that basic beginning of skateboarding where I'm actually having fun again, because I'm like, oh, look, a little manual pad. It's not so film worthy, but I can sit there and have fun all day just practicing manuals and, like you said, chain gaps with like hippie jumps. It's like coming back to the roots of skateboarding when it was just for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just getting creative is pretty much all you need with skating. You know, even like if it's it doesn't have to be like a massive obstacle or a very well known obstacle. It's just getting creative with it and just seeing what you can do to the best of your skill set.
I love that, man. Yeah, because as skaters, man, we're always looking out the window, driving down the street, looking for the next thing, and we'll pull over too and look at it and see if it's even skatable. Usually,
I look at construction sites, like all these townhouses that are being built like in Melrose. They come with knobs now.
Yeah,
because they have these nice little ledges and things, so they're knobbing them and then they're messing up they're putting like bricks.
Yeah.
So oh my god.
But they're like perfect skatable. Well, they would be skatable if they were
marble, man.
Yeah.
It's like they're thinking ahead now. They're all like, let's build something nice.
Someone snitched.
Yeah. Man, but I love that, dude. Like that, you see spots like that, and like you said, as a kid, we'd always travel everywhere on our skateboards, and you learn like shortcuts through neighborhoods. You learn how and then all of a sudden you see this thing. Damn, someone skated this because it's waxed. Like you could tell. So yeah, I love finding gems like that. That's so cool.
So I'm guessing you do the thing every skater does when you're driving. You're kind of just stuck looking outside your window, like looking for spots, huh?
Yeah, it's just I guess it's just a habit, when you're a skater. You're just out there, just constantly improvising what you can do with your skating, along the way. Mindfully, you're just in your thoughts thinking, okay, well, what can I do here if I do come back at this spot now that I know where it's at, and see how just you can actually make it happen,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you skate alone, or do you just go with groups?
Most of the time I like to travel, so I do skate alone every now and then. I mean, I do hit up some people and say, hey, like, are you down to go skate? You want to check out the spot? But it's most of the time it's just by myself out there, since I'm traveling or since I'm like, constantly roaming around SoCal.
Now, when you first picked up the skateboard, did you know that it was gonna grab you like the way it did?
I would say yes, because at the time I was going through a lot of things. At 14, actually at 13, and between 13 and 14, because I had I was going through a phase where I was going through a lot of like depression and a lot of like issues with handling like just those type of pre-existing conditions that revolve around that condition. So I like to think that skating is primarily one of the reasons why I got off that.
Mm-hmm.
I got off that state because being active, it's something that really helps. That really helped me mentally and also physically. So it was something that I think that really resonated with me a lot. Because without it, I mean, I couldn't promote the well-being that I was striving for at the time. So
it had a good impact on you.
Definitely.
Positive impact. I love to hear that, dude. Yeah, because it keeps your mind busy too. Like you said, like if you're going through some stuff, and maybe some people out there, if anybody out there watches the show and doesn't skate and is thinking about skating and has those kind of thoughts and stuff like that, man, try skateboarding. It may help. You never know.
Once your elbow hurts, you're not depressed no more, man. You're concerned.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But then again, you're thinking about the next thing. Like you said, you're driving down the street. We're looking out the window. Our mind is constantly now.
It's like you're keeping your mind off of all the bad things that were getting you into that state of mind. I know where you're coming from, because me growing up, I started skating just to get away from the stuff going on in my house that was putting me in the same state of mind. And going out and being with my friends all the time, skating, and then just the constant drive to progress started making me slowly forget about that stuff. And it gave me like a new mindset of thinking, I've always wanted to, I want to go kickflip the dock.
Right.
I want to land this kickflip here today.
Now you're giving yourself a goal, and you know what I mean?
Did you go towards nutrition like throughout the skateboarding that you were doing to like maintain the longevity in it?
It wasn't until I think it was in 2019. I was still skating. Around that time, 2019. Like mentioned previously, I started skating back when I was 14. That was in 2010, and then and until 2019, I mean, I was still doing it, but I started getting sick because prior to that year, like 2 years before 2017, I became vegetarian. I basically eschewed myself from eating like anything that had meat or anything that was primarily animal product.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that at the time I was thinking, like I don't want to like have like meat in my diet because it does seem wrong. At the time I was thinking, morally,
Okay.
getting into like basically being more aware of the things that I'm putting inside of me. So I didn't think it was morally right to have like
Animals.
animal products
Mm-hmm.
to consume them. So
I got like that for a second at one time, and then I was like, then I got hungry, and I was like, But yeah,
it's from there like I became vegetarian. So after like 2 years, like until 2019, that's when I started feeling sick. So I noticed my performance with like with skating was just lacking. I constantly got tired all the time, like more faster than usual. I started feeling like a lot of these weird symptoms. I just started like getting dry skin. I remember I started getting like a lot of sweaty palms. I started just not feeling right. So I started basically
what was it, like malnutrition?
Malnutrition.
Malnutrition.
I started feeling just lethargic. So afterwards, I put skating aside. I had to because I didn't have the energy. I started, just from there on studying nutrition, studying all of these resources that I knew I had to apply because without it, I mean, I wasn't gonna go with skating where I wanted to go. So I eventually needed to like put everything aside and
Focus on yourself.
focus on myself. And then from there, after like a year, of research, after a year of like knowing how holistics works, how diet, supplementation all correlates with your well-being, that's when I started taking my health more seriously. Because
You said you got your blood analyzed as well, right?
yeah, so I had my blood cell analysis after going to multiple clinic visits and them saying that they couldn't find anything. I went to a nutritionist, and then that's when they determined what was going on with me, and from there they found out. So they took a blood cell test, and then they ended up looking at my eye because the person that was basically looking at what was wrong with me was an iridologist. And then after
They could read your eye and see what's going on.
so they call it iridology. So
Pretty
after all that, after the consultation, he mentioned that I was just going through some malnourishment,
Mm-hmm.
and then had a compromised adrenal gland. So from there, I had to take his protocol. He said that I had to basically just modify my diet, go back to eating meat because I'm also blood type O.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
there's certain blood types where you can be vegetarian, and there's some that
You need meat.
you can't. So in my case, I carry a blood type that requires me to eat meat. So I have to
Right.
consume animal products.
Right.
So that's when I started my holistic journey. Just understanding how diet works, understanding how all those things just correlate with your overall well-being.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays I take it more seriously. So So
That's amazing. And at 29, dude, that's good to know your health already. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm the type of person that I want to know who your guy is because I want to go get my blood checked now. Because what if I'm putting stuff in my body that is not necessarily the right thing, you know? And what if what if I'm the person that goes, nah, you shouldn't even eat meat, dude? Like, oh damn, like I would love to know this, you know?
Yeah, like bison, the natives always ate the heart because that's the only animal that doesn't release toxins. Like chickens release toxins into their muscles, and so do cows because they're prey animals. Anything like horses, because they're always being preyed on by other animals. But buffaloes, they have such a spirit about them. They just die natural, and that's why the natives eat their heart. It's the only thing that doesn't release negativity into you. And ostrich. So two things you put chemicals in that will make the meat rot.
Wow.
So that's if you want to be like concerned about morale, you could be morally right with that because, they didn't kill all of them at an alarming rate. Like buffalo meat is just amazing. You eat it, you feel good.
Right.
It's like that meat.
It's like it was put there for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had a buffalo burger once. It was delicious.
Galpo Ford. I used to work there selling cars. They have a buffalo ranch.
Yeah.
They have like 3,000 buffaloes and freaking they cook. Oh my god, I never knew. It's amazing.
I've still never tried buffalo or bison.
Pretty good. Yeah. Now, what meats do you eat now?
I primarily eat just like red meats like beef, or poultry, which is chicken or turkey. Leaner meats. All those type of meats are also low in calories. So I mean, if anything, I primarily rely on beef because that's what my blood type relies on. According to a blood type book I had previously read, there are certain foods that work with your blood type. There are certain foods that actually.
Did they take anything out of your diet that you were eating before?
I had to take off vegan products out of my diet because vegan products actually consist of a lot of things that are not really ideal for us. I mean, a lot of the times
soy or something.
Hydrolyzed oils, soy,
soy would be one of them.
Sunflower oil.
Sunflower oil too. Yeah,
mean,
just one of those omega-6 oils.
It's a list of science.
Okay.
It's a scientific list.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say the most detrimental one would be soy because soy is definitely one of those ingredients that it just wreaks havoc in the body, especially if you're a male because if you have soy, then soy what it does it promotes estrogen. So estrogen. I mean, it's
for women.
It's I mean it's a hormone that we do require.
We need it
for both male
and not at an alarming rate.
Like
though.
natural soy,
Right.
Not
Right.
the synthesized version they put in everything. That's fake.
There's synthetic or synthesized estrogen, like that people do get if they're doing hormone replacement therapy, and there's natural estrogen that our bodies produce. I mean, and like previously mentioned, like you guys have said, we do need estrogen. It's just that not in high amounts, like you said.
Right.
It's I mean our dominant hormone would most likely be testosterone. So if going back to the vegan products, if we're consuming vegan products, then we're bound to promote more of that hormone estrogen, and that hormone estrogen also feeds a lot of pre-existing conditions, people who are going through a lot of endocrine problems, things that are not really beneficial for us in general. So in the long term, if we consume these products, then we're bound to definitely go through some things,
Major health problems. Yeah.
I found out my favorite Irish butter. It's all natural. Has forever chemicals in the seal. It's like, this is what America does. Like, we'll seal it for you with our poison. It's like, it's nuts. But going through all that, after the process, how long did it take you to get better, to get back into skating at the level that you want to skate at?
Oh, it took me about a year. I would say a year after taking a break, because literally I took a break off everything, my skating, my fitness, my social life, everything, just to study nutrition, holistics, doing all that because it was a decision that I made just to improve on my health at the time after going through that major deficiency. Because I mean, I can only imagine where I would have been at the time if I didn't take that approach or take that decision. Because
it's gotta be scary, man.
I was in a severe situation, I would say. I mean, I mean, if you imagine feeling weak all the time, feeling a sense of just not wanting to do anything, just feeling lethargic, just not having the energy to even go work.
Right.
I know it sounds exaggerating, but
Did you right away think it was because you were vegan, or did you think it was something totally different?
partially because I was vegetarian, and
I'm vegan, vegetarian. Sorry.
and and partially because of the lifestyle that I had at the time, without the knowledge of supplements and with diet. Because at the time, all I knew was, okay, if I want to get into skating, if I want to still keep up with skating, I have to be healthy. But at the time, I was thinking, well, if healthy means to also be active and condition your body, I have to make sure I exercise outside of skating as well. So
Right.
and it's something that I like doing in general, because I used to be in cross country when I was in high school too, just running all the time long distance for a long period of time. I like being active. It's even outside with skating, but like I mentioned previously, it was a mindset that I had, but I didn't realize that I was taking too much. I was working all the time in that heavy labor job that I had with logistics. And then fitness, and then with the diet that I had, it wasn't supplemented with the right nutrition or with the right approach. So that's why I ended up getting sick at the time. But now that I'm more wiser, now that I'm more into health, even to this day, I think it's something that really has benefited me a lot in many ways. And nowadays I don't regret taking that break that I took, because
Right.
I really needed it.
That's good. I mean, yeah, you not only got yourself healthy, but you got yourself some knowledge as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you look healthy as hell, man. Let me tell you. Yeah, you said your
You
skin
look
was
29, so
yeah.
big ups.
Thank you.
And again, keeping and you like skateboarding already keeps us young, and you're doing the extra part with it. That none of us is doing. Keep eating right and doing the exercise. I'm sure some of you are out there doing that too. Don't get mad at me, but
Do you give blood
most
monthly?
of us.
I'm sorry?
Do you give blood monthly? Because your blood, everybody could receive it, but you can't receive anybody's blood. Because I know blood type O's.
It all, I believe that all varies. As long as let's say you're trying to get a transfusion.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have to maybe find another individual that has the same blood type as you, so you wouldn't have to.
That or artificial, because yours is rare, super rare. I had a client like that, and that was our biggest issue, and I made him carnivore diet. That helped him out a lot. But he was vegan for 10 years, and it destroyed him. But he became a lot better throughout the years, but it took a toll. And, you caught it like that. That's amazing, man. That's so, you're in tune with your body, soul, mind, body. So
That's good. Yeah. And if anybody out there is listening that maybe is doing what you're doing and they don't know that why they're feeling the way they're doing, check your blood type, man. Maybe you're eating the wrong things out there.
yeah, there's websites out there you could send them out to and check your DNA.
Are you working to become a consultant like that to help other people out with these issues too?
That's one of my main goals, to primarily study nutrition and to maybe enter the field of holistics in general. My previous endeavor was mainly to be a photographer, to study videographer, anything that revolves around visual arts. I'm still into it, but ever since I went through that experience 5 years ago, and to this day I still have it in mind. That whole experience. I would like to now enter that field of nutrition. So I would like to definitely enter that field of holistics. So.
Well, I would listen to you because you're in shape and everything. So you know what I mean. So I would listen to what you had to say.
Do you influence your parents now with the nutrition, what's in the fridge?
I think my dad, he does pay more attention now to what he nourishes himself with. That's something that he has gotten, I suppose, some influence out of me. Though my mother, she has her own mindset. There's times where she does ask, hey, how does this supplement work, or how does this how can this help me? Because I have like, let's say, some cysts. 'Cause she has some cysts going on, and afterwards I would just provide the information that I ended up obtaining from studying all this. So after she took the protocol of, like, applying some functional herbs that help with, like, reducing some, let's say, some free radical damage, which is just basically just stuff that develops cysts in the body. After taking, like, supplements that help with reducing that, she started seeing some improvements on that. So
What kind of
she.
supplement is for a cyst? Like
I'm
a
sorry?
ganglion cyst, or like, because there's like, I have a ganglion cyst. What kind of supplement did you use for a cyst to be like?
Well,
strong?
to understand cysts, they're primarily just basically cells that are multiplying most of the time in the body at a normal rate. And they call it also, like, free radical damage that lingers in that area where you have a cyst, which is basically just a lot of oxidation. So that's why when people say, like, take your antioxidants, like supplement that consists of a lot of polyphenols, which is basically antioxidants, to help neutralize that free radical damage, that's causing, maybe some cysts, boils, some, like, warts, whatever you may have in the body. I mean, that's just some stuff that you can use to reduce it. So also, again, we go back to, like, the ingredients that come in our foods, the things that, like soy, like, conventional products, stuff like that, that would also influence some of the stuff that we have. So
I mean, everything is genetically modified nowadays, and
Unless you
it
travel.
sucks. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish they would regulate that. I don't care that if the cereal doesn't look bright and in colors, like,
Even the meat, like,
Take the
it's
crap
supposed to
out.
be brown, and they bleach it, like, they powder it with red. It's like the cereal they bleach, the oatmeals they bleach.
hot
right?
dogs would be gray if they didn't add food coloring.
Some with
Nitrates
colors,
too.
man. People are like
Mm-hmm.
kind of racial with colors, man. With food, with everything. Everything has to be like bright and appealing for you to want it.
Well, I'll just watch something the other day on Instagram where they were saying they took the yellow dye that goes into Cheetos, and they shaved, like, the back of a rat skin, and they just put the dye on it. They didn't even inject it into it. They just put it on it, and then its skin became transparent from the dye inside Cheetos.
Yeah, I got my kid off all those foods because I show him, like, they put celery in red dye, yellow thing, red 4. The red 4, the one, his brother's a nutritionist and scientist and all that. But he tells him it's okay, it's natural, it's from beetles. I'm like, no, it's not. The celery died like that within, like, the day. So, like, what is it doing to us? Because we absorb it and it seals there. Do you have, like, a website people can go to and, like, basically get the information that you
Where do you get
possess?
your information if you don't have one?
I don't have a website, but I like I mentioned previously, I did study all this through books, through online. I mean, if there's a resource online that maybe I can share with people out there, that where I got some of my information, it would be from a YouTuber. His name is Dr. Berg.
Dr. Bird.
Dr. Berg, Berg, like iceberg. Dr. Berg.
That's
He's
a good start point for somebody, right?
definitely. And
Okay.
this holistic doctor explains everything very simply, without using technical terms, just to comprehend his information a little bit more effectively. If you're into, like, health, or if you're into, like, taking a more of a natural approach through naturopathy, as opposed to medicine or anything that revolves around that field, you can definitely look up this person, Dr. Berg.
Okay. All right. And do you ever help people? Do people ever reach out to you and ask you anything?
For help, when I used to be a nutritional consultant in my previous job, I would have a lot of customers come by asking me for guidance, or for maybe for a little bit of information, to find their solace, to find their answer or solution when it came to their health. I mean, I definitely came across different characters, different people in that job.
Everybody wants the answer. Nobody wants to do the research. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get it, because, like you said, like, you may not know the right answer, but you're like, listen, here's a direction you could start from, and then you go from there, which is amazing. But people, you got to do your work.
It's like
you
kids
know
in
what I mean?
kickflips. They come to me like, how you do a kickflip? I'm like, can you push? Can you ollie?
Yeah.
They just want to stand there and kickflip.
Yeah.
Like magic.
No, you got to work at it. You got to learn.
Definitely.
Yeah,
And
I
even-
love that.
Even if not, too, I think maybe after this episode, people are going to see the way he explains everything, how much knowledge he has on it. They might start hitting you up on Instagram, being like,
Never
hey,
know.
can you help me guide me out?
Yeah, you could do privates. Like,
Yeah.
one-on-ones.
You never know.
I remember I had a customer tell me, "Hey, like there, you seem to be very informative about all this. Why don't you create a channel or a page online or some social extension where you can provide this information?" And he brought up a good point. Like there's times where I do think, what if I do make like a separate channel where I can just share anything that revolves around the topic of like nutrition, holistics and stuff, because that's something where currently I'm feeling very passionate about. And because the current page where I have on my Instagram is just primarily just skate videos and
Skate videos and photos.
and photography, and visual arts and stuff, but I mean, perhaps one day I'll make that decision, when the time is right, and see how things go from there.
That's cool.
You may help someone you didn't know you could help.
Yeah.
Maybe just even today.
Maybe yeah, exactly.
It's interesting that you bring that up, because that's the same thought that I would have when I was working at that job. Like I would tell myself, and the instructor that was in that job, like I remember I had a conversation like that with him, and I would tell him in the end, like, yeah, it's insane that after that experience that I have now, I'm finding myself in a position where I'm helping somebody else out now. So
I love that, dude, because I mean you found the help that you did the research yourself and did what you had to do, but then you found a passion in it as well. So that's amazing. Yeah.
And I mean, you can't go wrong with your health, because in the end, I'm doing it for my skating, and I'm doing it for my fitness, and I'm doing it for overall just to live a life that will definitely bring more things ahead. Because I mean, without health, you can't really do much.
Right.
You can't do the things that you love. So I think that's something that we all need. And so on.
This is things skating teaches us, because a lot of people coast and then they hit that line and it's it. Like they break and then the doctors just take advantage of them. And that happens to our parents, because they're set in stone with their mindset. Like, this is my friend. Like, what do you know? They don't know. Like, we go down rabbit holes and we got books at home for nutrition, for fitness, for just plants and medicine. It's amazing like how much you could learn on your own now, rather than from someone who could just give you like the cliff notes and just sell you as a patient.
Right. And don't get your information from TikTok, everybody. Come on now. You know what I mean? All right. Well, I do want to get back on the skateboarding a little bit. If anybody out there has any questions about nutrition, who to hit up over here. No.
Yeah, that's what brought you towards nutrition, was falling and busting your ass and getting it better, right?
We're gonna end up having the nutritionist for all the pro skaters.
You know what I mean? You never know. That could be a thing too. You're the nutritionist for skaters. You know what I mean? So that's amazing, man. Do you have a local skate shop?
Local skate shop right now? It's hard to answer, because I remember I was going to Sticks Ride Shop at the time, like around 2019, before that experience that we just mentioned earlier. I would constantly go, but I slowly distanced myself, because the people that were working there, they had other endeavors in mind. So I mean, they weren't there anymore. And then there's just the skate shop where I used to go wasn't really the same anymore. Nothing against the shop, they're definitely a good skate shop, in the SGV, but it's I'm not really like gravitating towards that shop anymore. Locally right now, if there's a skate shop that I go to, it would probably just be either Rise Above in Fontana.
Okay.
Rialto, actually.
Rialto,
Fontana and Rialto region, around that area. There's a skate shop called Rise Above Skate Shop. The owner, I believe his name is, I think his name is Ray. Ray.
Okay. Shout out to Rise Above. Yeah. Do you buy online too as well, or do you like to go to the shops and purchase?
I would preferably like to go to the shops to support the skate shops, preferably. But if I can't find,
what you need.
yeah, exactly what I need, then I do opt for like
I'm
online.
guilty as well. I'm guilty as well, man. Yeah. Because I mean, I have a specific shape I like to ride, so like not always my shop doesn't always have it, so I got to get it from the main source, you know, the grower chocolate, or mostly chocolate.
It's crazy. I trip out because I never shop online. The only thing I've ever shopped for are my trucks.
Trucks.
Yeah,
Because that's hard to find for you, right?
yeah, but it's like I have to support shops, even when we travel. Like I like going to like whatever the local skate shop is, and at least buying one thing.
Definitely, it's a must. I mean, I think that's what makes skateboarding, all like basically it's what basically unites skateboarding. Like if you support your skate shop too, that's something that unites it as well. So it's a really cool mindset to have.
A home away from home. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I looked at. We looked up to all the shop owners. Like those guys like groomed us to be just better skaters. Like they already went through the ropes. They were just so sincere and generous.
Yeah, and if you're cool with the people that work in those local skate shops, I mean, they'll develop a connection with you. You're not just gonna be like just some random customer. You know, they'll connect with you too.
Oh,
So
yeah, you go there and you hang out. You don't just go
Exactly.
there to purchase. You know, like I go to my skate shop, I'm there for like an hour. You know what I mean?
So you have to make a whole day of it. It's like when you're gonna. It's like I gotta
I
go
plan
buy
on
one.
just going in quick, but yeah.
Yeah. Like even when I go to Borders, like I get stuck in there talking to all the guys in there, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up? What's going on?" You know, we just catch up.
Yeah.
I just teach my son how to scout. I ride for a shop. I still make my son like go to shops and buy stuff, and we'll buy a board. And I just need that support, and I need him to know how to communicate with that community because it's a community.
Yeah.
Like online, your battery's dead. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
All
what
right.
happens.
What's your board setup? What do you like to ride? What's your shape and everything?
my board setup, it would probably be 8.0 trucks. I ride independent trucks. I ride also Bones wheels, Bones bearings. The grip tape's Mob Grip.
Mob Grip.
Independent hardware.
Okay.
But the board's Sovereign. I'm not sure if you heard of Sovereign
I've heard of
skateboards.
Sovereign, yeah.
I ride Sovereign
Whose
skateboards.
brand is that?
I don't know whose brand it is, but I've heard of Sovereign.
It's.
No, I have one on my wall.
I thought it was like not Stefan.
I believe Mikey Taylor was in the company at one
There we
point.
go.
Mikey Taylor, but I think he retired from skating,
Yeah, because he got into all the financial stuff. Now.
real estate and stuff
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. See, I knew there was someone big name in there.
Okay.
It was Mikey Taylor.
There was some girl too, like that she was designing for them, making them pop off when during COVID.
I don't think I remember her.
If you look up the skate company, they have a lot of like graphic designers that actually apply their graphics on the
Yeah, I have the
boards.
two wolves that are like going at each other. Like I
Yeah.
love that animal.
Yeah, that's I believe his name is Peter Carrington. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a illustrator from the United Kingdom.
She's
So-
gorgeous.
Yeah, he's
I
a
love
very
that.
very good illustrator.
I love
Yeah.
that you know that too about the boards, like the artwork behind it.
He went down to the bolts and everything.
Dude, I know. Yeah,
It's official.
I like it. Yeah, of course. Do you have a favorite shoe you skate?
It would be America.
America.
Yeah.
Shout out,
definitely.
Laces,
America.
no laces, man.
No laces, just the slip-ons.
Okay.
Generations different, man.
That's that Volk, right? Is that the vulcanized shoe?
The vulcanized ones, yeah,
Yeah.
vulcanized slip-ons. The America.
What are you rocking right now? What do you got? You got
they're-
the
The America Winnow G6.
Ooh, sick. All right, I love that. Now, how do you feel about them having new ownership now? I guess.
I did hear about the I think the main CEO behind America, like and all the other brands that fall under that same category.
Yeah.
From I think the main company is called Soltech.
Oh, it was. Yeah.
Soltech.
That's like Nidecker or something like that.
It's a
now.
French company, right?
It's like a snowboard type of company. I think it was. It is.
But it's family owned, I think.
Yeah.
It's family owned.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
at least, it's got that New Balance vibe.
It's still got that vibe. So, but I did get some shoes that were like I didn't even know, but I thought I was buying the same exact shoe got the last time, same colors, but it came and I was vegan. I was like, oh damn, what happened here? And it's like all light and different, even the color scheme, like they like.
Interesting.
I felt like I got a little gypped on that one.
I wonder what rips.
But that was kind of my fault. I didn't see that it said vegan. You know what I mean? So that's on me.
There's a lot of options.
Yeah, but
It's interesting that you bring that up.
Hopefully
because-
they don't change the shoe on you.
It's interesting that you bring that up, the whole vegan thing, because I think the one that designed at the time the vegan shoes was Ed Templeton.
Okay,
Ed Templeton, he
Yeah.
was the one that ended up designing them.
I remember sheep shoes. That fool made those like that too. Like
Sheep
way
shoes?
back in the day.
Yeah.
Like in '96, I think. Oh my god.
I don't know if he still like is affiliated with America. I know he
I'm not
was at
sure.
one point, but he's
I think he kind of like comes in and does like little projects here and there.
Right.
probably.
You know,
Yeah.
like they just bringing him in as a collaborator.
He's
Uh-huh.
collabing right now with Girl.
Yeah.
Billy Morris.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
got the Fallens. I just got those with the Toy Machine logos on them. The new one's the second release. That was cool.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any dream sponsors? Like Solvers
dream
or something?
sponsors?
America.
Probably America for
America?
sure. America. Yeah, I just love the legacy that they have, like the vibe that you get from like the videos they've made in the past. It's just I don't know, it just feels so true to skating.
To skating.
To skating.
Yeah. I know that feeling, man, because I watch old like videos and it just takes me back to when I
It's
was
authentic.
like youngster, you know.
Yeah, man.
Dude, when I think skateboarding, when I was growing up, it'd be This Is Skateboarding, Kids in America, then all the America Tour videos. Like it, you never saw any other company having that much crowd come out for their tour.
For the tours.
Even like 411s though, they brought us like the Euro tours and
Yeah.
stuff. They showed like international people. Like I didn't know, like when Arthur came out of Finland, like I live across the ocean. I'm like, damn, you skate there, like it's frozen over there. You gotta skate under the train stations.
Yeah.
So like 300 feet underground,
Yeah.
bunkers, which is interesting.
That's why I love
that-
Medic Madi, because they showed where people were like from.
Yeah, like you have excuses here. It's like, it's drizzling, man. Like, but what's your routine like in the morning, like before you skate, or like how you go about your day if you're gonna skate? Like, do you work out first? Do you stretch? Do you eat right?
I make sure to basically, if it's like just a skate day, because I have days where I categorize them like to work out or to skate or to go to work, you know, because it does take off a lot of your schedule. But if it's like a day to go skate, I just make sure that I already had recovery from the previous workout sessions from a few days ago, you know, and just take my supplements, you know, take supplements to help with the recovery process, also to lessen the soreness, you know, especially if it's like a lower body session with like conditioning. Like I wait 2 days to recover and then skate. So I have to schedule that. If I'm gonna be doing like a lower body conditioning segment, I have to like at least wait 2 days. So preferably, that's just a personal preference. I mean, you can definitely go skate, you know, the next day, but if I want to perform good with my skating, then I make sure to at least recover for 2 days after the conditioning session, and then from there, you know, just if I'm feeling good on the second day to go skate, then you know that's when I you know just go to the skate park, and then from there just warm up, you know, with just cruising around, you know, just how I see it is just I practice like my ollies first, and then from there, you know, just do all the flat ground tricks that I'm capable of doing. And then once I feel warmed up, that's when I go either to a different skate park or to go to a street spot.
You do like cold plunges or saunas?
Do I? I'm sorry?
Cold plunge or saunas?
Oh, no. I don't do any of that. If there's one thing that I do actually do is just basically the massages, like the chair massages.
Oh, okay.
That's
cool.
smart.
Yeah.
I mean, that's number one if you're gonna work out. In Russia, we always massage each other after judo and samba, like you had to, and then go sit in the sauna. And before all that was a cold plunge.
That's crazy. I don't do like I didn't think of like having a recovery time or none of that. That's good that you know that and you know your body. You know what I mean? Because like you said,
Vital.
if I'm gonna perform the way I want to perform, I'm gonna take these 2 days off and then schedule that day, and then especially if you're gonna go be filming, man, that's gonna be That's key.
I'll go hit upper body and shit. Take my shirt off when I'm filming. Be like,
Mm.
like
Go,
Cat
man.
Knight back in the day.
Like, what up?
Like, I do things.
What up, man? I'm ready
Yep.
to fuck shit up.
This shirt's not coming off for no more.
That's
Nope.
my goal for the summer. Be able to skate without a shirt.
Ha.
Bro, people make fun of me for that. I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm like,
I
it's
could,
hot.
but it's
hot.
not gonna be pleasant.
It feels good though, like shirtless, especially.
Bro, you put swim shorts, you go in the cold plunge, you go in the sauna, then your temperature won't break. Basically, you'll chase to warm up if you go in the cold plunge in the morning, but if then you go in the sauna and you raise your heat shock proteins, then you permeate. You don't sweat like a waterfall. You just shimmer. I learned this selling cars.
Mhm.
This is because it was Thai all the way up till it was 101. So I didn't want to be like in a sauna suit all day. So I learned how to do what the Persians did, was drink hot tea and then go like saunas in the morning and plunges. But
Yeah,
it
man,
applies to
you gotta-
skateboarding.
I'm gonna have to do that because I have a bathtub at home, so I started taking big bags of ice home, and I still do ice plunges like that.
There you go.
I do 5 minutes in, 10 minutes out, 5 minutes in, 10 minutes out, till all the ice was gone.
Yeah. But he's smart because I trained my legs the other day and then like I had a good skate session, but then I fell and hit my knee and now it's like extra swollen.
Mm-mm.
And
Yeah.
there's so much pressure and everything, and
It's
the
impacting.
sauna was broken, so I couldn't get in the sauna. So like when I go do my cardio outside, it's hot. I'll skate. I'll burn out the lactic acids. And then,
Lactic acid, because
I
that's
hate it.
that's what happens when you're like training the muscles in your body. Like you develop the lactic acid, which is what causes the soreness. You know what you can use to actually reduce lactic acid in the muscle? There's something called tart cherry concentrate.
yeah, I take that for arthritis.
Yeah,
And
tart
They
cherry.
put that lactic acid as like a preservative in popcorn. I remember looking at it, I'm like, I'm not eating this sore popcorn. It's making me sore.
Sore
I'm like, what is this? What?
Oh,
Like, why would
man.
you? How? How do you make a lactic acid?
Dang, you guys are gonna have me go home and empty out my fridge. Huh?
It's,
Hey,
yeah.
When you walked in with Subway, I was already crying. I was like,
All right, you have a dream spot you want to skate?
Dream spot.
Dream spot with a dream trick?
You know, the spot where I probably would want to do a trick off of would most likely be one of the spots out in France.
In France? Okay.
I've seen some of the skate videos. I remember in the American videos where they had like a bunch of spots in France. I mean, they just look so nice. Like, also there's I think a video where Jim Greco, the skater, made. He would skate like these spots out there, like in that area. I think
Mm-hmm.
in that area, like in Europe or you know, in those places where they just look so unique. Like there's monuments, there's like, you know, it just looks so.
The scenery, the background, everything.
Exactly. Like
right.
it's just so vintage, and I'm not sure why. I just feel very drawn to that type of
Dustin Gold was
obstacles
living
and
there, no?
environment and
In
stuff.
France?
So it's very nice.
Well, I believe because I mean, well, that gets into kind of your hobbies too, because you do like to take the photos and.
I
know?
suppose it's more because it's more of an artsy type of environment, you know,
Mhm.
where there's just a lot of like, you know, those.
But I mean, that makes things like stuff like that car in the background. I mean, that's just everything that's kind of solidified with the photo
Mhm.
makes a photo. You know, that's what I think. And you showed me some of the stuff that you had. You had your little book right there. I like your work, man.
Thank you.
You know what show you'd like? That's an old show from back in the day. It's called Skate Maps. So they used to get these skaters, and they would go around Europe, different European cities, and they would just show the whole city. So like they have one on where they go on tour through all of France, and it's just a whole show about just different cities. And it used to come out on Field TV.
Yeah, I skated Paris. I'm so pissed I didn't go around the loop. That's where those ledges are. But I think God did that so I wouldn't kill myself that day. But
Oh.
I had such a good time there.
You went to Paris.
It's like it's an architectural. I think skaters are architectural connoisseurs. I come from St. Petersburg, Russia. Gorgeous to skate with tall marble. Paris is like that, but that's the thing. The condensed little cities, you have spots on spots. It's like Manhattan, and you just get kicked out. You're here, and I'm here, and I'm here, and it's so
Yeah.
chill over there, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's kind of like how San Fran is, because San Fran's so condensed. You don't really need to go far for skate spots because
You
you
could
just
skate to every spot.
I didn't
pretty
speak the
much.
language. I played skate. I left my parents and I just went skate by myself for like hours on end, and then I found my way back. And I can't read French. Nothing. It's just I think we have that sense, you know, like how to find places by looking at spots, like architecturally.
yeah.
So I don't remember addresses.
Yeah, I'd be scared about that, not knowing the language, and I would have to find some skaters to be like, "Hey, dude, like, what's up?"
Well, they just brought out that new technology where you can put headphones in your ears and it translates for you whatever you're saying.
I'm sure Google Translate will help you
Imagine
too.
you're talking all that love and then the battery dies.
Oh,
Like, te quiero, mi no,
no
no sé.
What? Oh.
¿Qué dice?
Esto.
All right. Yeah, let's talk about your photography. How did you get into that? Is it through the skating as well?
Yeah, through photography, I got into it because of the skating. Like I mentioned previously, I used to go to the skate park called Palomares.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was a guy who would constantly go there at the time, skating with, well, he was mostly just there, just like chilling, but he was there with like the locals. Like he knew a lot of the locals there. It's he's the one that like really like made me curious about photography, the outlet. So I ended up getting a camera as well to see how photography works and
Was
how I
he
can
there
get
taking
creative.
photos as well?
I'm sorry?
Was he taking photos as well?
He was taking photos,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
He was taking photos as well of the locals there at the time. We hung out once in a while here and there. We were like in our late teens. This was over 10 years ago. We were like in our late teens. Of course, I mean, we parted ways. I mean, we're not
Right.
talking or anything like that anymore because life goes on. For each and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure whatever happened to him. But yeah, I remember he would be there all the time. Filming also, not just shooting photos.
Mm-hmm.
And so on. But
It
yeah,
kind of inspired you to want to pick up a camera as well.
definitely, yeah. I see his work online. I remember, and at the time, I'd see his work,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was just so amazing. So I figured I would like to kind of like experiment with visual arts and see how it goes from there.
Yeah, I like how you put it, visual arts, Yeah.
Yeah, SVA, School of Visual Arts, like in New York. But that's so amazing that you have that perspective because some people are so heavily into focus, but to appreciate both aspects. I mean, it is artistry, in my opinion. It's not a sport.
I mean, you got the focus that you want to focus on the skateboard, and you got the health part, and you're visualizing. I think that's all
It's a
of all of it
renaissance,
right
man.
there. Yeah, I like that, man. But yeah, and you don't just only take pictures of skateboarding as well. So I mean, that's cool too. I seen some great photos of just architecture, flowers, scenery. It's good. Some black and white as well.
Huge
Yeah.
skate spots.
Even I mean that can be also a subject too that you can shoot. Just a skate spot. Just to kind of determine what composition you want to get it. What kind of what time, how much light from the sun you want it to like beam on the obstacle and so on. And it goes back to the term visual arts because it really is an art form.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's people who wait a certain time of day just to capture a photo.
Do you
out
check
there.
the weather patterns and everything? Do you go that deep?
Definitely, yeah. Just checking the weather patterns too. Just to kind of get because I like my style of photography is more. I hear a lot of people say it's moody because it's very
awesome.
very
Well, I mean, if you look at the boards on the wall, Bam Margera, I felt like he's kind of a moody guy. This guy, look at Dron's face right there. He's kind of moody. So I was like, this guy, I got that vibe.
Say,
But I liked it though. It like kind of it just tells a story. I think about you as well, like what you're about too. So
yeah, you dress all in black. You feel like character develops in darkness like film, as the quote says. It's your prerogative.
it's I don't necessarily categorize myself like because a lot of people say, hey, are you like goth, or hey, are you like are you this type of person? And I tell them no, I'm just just my favorite color. It's just something that I like to like that's just the way I like to express myself. But I wouldn't necessarily categorize myself as like goth or anything like that. I don't wear the makeup. I don't wear like the
right. I didn't think when I met you,
black
I
and
didn't
white,
think
that'd be dope. Like if it's all white and you're dressed in all black, like you
know,
got perspective.
but no, I didn't think as you as a goth guy. But yeah, but a little dark and ominous. I like that. Like a little intriguing. Like we're gonna get to know this guy here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's just from looking at your Instagram only. I didn't know you as a person. So That's just the vibe I got. But now knowing you, like I can see, nah, you're very full of knowledge. You know what you like to do in life, and you already have a main focus. And some of us, like me, I didn't know what the hell I was doing at 29 years old. You know, I was just trying to stay out of jail, pretty much.
Still don't know.
It's like you're almost set in your ways, and you know what you like and what you dislike, and you're not gonna let anyone tell you otherwise.
That's the best.
Yeah, you have a good character. It's
Mhm.
like you know how sharp you have to be and stealthy, like in your direction. You're not winning off the road, like you're not seesawing back and forth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't be indecisive. You just gotta truly know what you want and what resonates with your values. So, everything that I've just expressed by far right now, I think that's what really, resonates with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like bailing and skateboarding. Like you have to have faith.
Yeah,
Definitely.
You can only
Faith.
bail so many times, right?
Yeah, trust in yourself.
trust in yourself and trust your abilities, man.
Always.
Yeah. That's amazing. Do you have anything that you're working on for, like, do you have any photography coming out? Do you do art shows or anything like that?
I actually do prints also.
Prints? Okay.
I do prints. I think it's gonna be like almost 2 years ago where I did display my art
Okay.
at multiple art exhibitions. Art exhibitions, art
That's
walks
cool.
where I display my prints. And I did sell some out there here and there. At one point this past year and the year before, I did go through some labor issues, like trying to get a job, since the previous job where I used to be at, they ended up having the place closed down.
Oh yeah.
So I left that place, and then after finding multiple places to work, I ended up finding the place where I'm currently at, that revolves still around that same job that I used to have.
Okay.
Though I ended up basically just focusing on that. But now that I'm like stable
Mm-hmm.
with that, I'm now focused on more projects with photography, on the side. So yeah, I've done recently some photography projects with others that I don't want to really mention right now because it's confidential.
Yeah.
Since my projects are not out yet,
That's
yet.
all
but,
good, but you're working on something.
yeah,
We
but I'm
can-
definitely working on
We can
things right
expect
now.
something in the future.
Definitely.
Oh, that's good to hear, man. I love to hear that. Yeah, like
Is it-
we don't want to spoil anything out there,
Are you able to say, are they like art galleries or just projects you do?
Hey, stop poking them, bro.
I'm just asking it because if it's an art gallery or like a showing like that, maybe I can pull up.
Well, whatever it's gonna be, we'll support it no matter what. You know what I mean?
Appreciate
Pull
it.
up.
I asked too because I just bought myself a camera
Yeah,
and
you just start shooting.
now I'm getting addicted to photography. Because I was like, with videography, I can only do so much because carrying this big camera with me everywhere is not the same as being able to carry a photo camera,
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm learning how to shoot in different styles right now, learning the whole composition, the exposure triangle. But I think I did pretty good by buying the camera I did because I bought a Sony A6400.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm so in love with it that I'm like, I want to upgrade to a full frame.
That's cool.
What are you shooting on?
Right now, I'm currently using the vintage cameras, they're now considered vintage since they're rather old, but they still shoot okay photos. I use the Canon T3i,
Okay.
the T3i DSLR camera, the CMOS sensor lens,
That's
the
the
CMOS
one-
sensor body, and then the lenses. I have 3 lenses. I have a wide angle lens, the standard lens that comes with the camera, and then I have a long zoom lens.
Long zoom lens. Okay.
That's what we started shooting the show with.
Right.
So we started filming the show with the T3i.
Yeah.
Oh,
It started. It was only like filming like what 6-minute increments or
12. We'd get 12
12
film for
minutes
12
sometime.
minutes, and then we'd have to run out, push record again.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah,
So if anybody goes back to those episodes, man, damn, they're funny. I laugh at them now, but yeah.
That's so good.
It's there's people who have like different opinions on what camera you use, especially since now there's better cameras to use out there nowadays.
To me, it's how you shoot the photo.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's not like skateboarding as well. Like I used to be able to skate on a shitty board. No tail, no nose. Somehow I got tricks off. But now I got money, so now I'm a little spoiled. I'm like, all right, I can't be skating that, But dude, a skater will make any board work. You know what I mean? And with the camera, same thing, man. If you can shoot, if you can skate, you can do it.
Definitely.
Yeah. So here, I think you have a good perspective. So it's like your angles, your mindset is different from everybody else's.
Yeah, it's,
You put your flavor to it. Yeah.
definitely. And you know, I just, you know, do whatever I can to make it at least unique. I mean, stand out, I think, would be a bold statement, but I mean, I do whatever I can to at least make my own, like you said, style, be more expressed, so people can identify who shot this photo or who made this video,
Right.
or who did all this, you know, because
It almost looks like when I see your photo, and you can tell that you shot it, you know, because it comes in your flavor, you know what I mean, as opposed to like, you know, like you said you're learning, so you're all over the place right now. You're doing cars, you're doing this, you're doing that, until you find whatever niche, or maybe you're just gonna be that guy and shoot everything. But like you, I see a particular style you're going for.
It's not moody. It's like you capture the mood. Like you capture like a thoughtfulness. Like I peeked over. I was just looking like, I'm like, all right, this reminds me of like my past, like how people were legit, like authentic, and they're right. It's like,
Yeah.
like you said, there's a niche, you know, and then if you grasp on that niche, you know, and you apply it to your craft, then you'll definitely have people recognize it eventually.
Exactly.
You know, so and that's something at least that I'm trying to do, you know, with my work. So definitely, I mean, there's ways of I don't want to say the word brand, but like there's ways to, like, you know, apply that style or that personality per se to your craft,
Right.
in your work. So and I think that's what I at least try to do with my photography.
Right. Like there's like the guy that I believe his name is Hecox, the guy that does that art. You know what I mean? Like you'll know what his boards are, you know, when you see the artwork.
it's amazing art.
Yeah. So I hope I got that right, man. If I'm not, please let me know in the comments. So all right. Do you guys have any questions? Any other questions?
How long it take you to grow your hair out and keep it nice?
Well, I think it takes
That's
like
nice
around.
hair.
Thank you. Probably took me like around 8 months. You know, if starting from like short, like 8 month span.
8 months.
span.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other hobbies off the skateboard?
Well, like previously mentioned, like the fitness. You know, I use the app called Ladder.
Ladder.
And there's different like programs that you can get into, like in that app, you know, from different fitness coaches. Do you know the skater named Williams?
Dean Williams.
Dean Williams.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's one of the coaches in that app. So I use his program, and you know, just to get a blueprint of the workouts that he provides, and then from there, like, you know, I just you know, along the way as I do them, I learn how these workouts, you know, are named.
Yeah.
You know, the names of these workouts, names of the, you know, the movements that I have to do in order to, you know, condition myself. You know, whether it's like, you know, upper body day segments, lower body day segments. That's basically what it provides, just a blueprint for you to, like, you know, condition yourself
That's
if you're
amazing.
into fitness. So
Yeah.
that's what I do with my time outside
Dean
of work.
was a good guy to be, you know, because he skates, so he's probably working out to improve his skateboarding. So yeah.
And I did want
Makes
to touch
total
up
sense.
on that because I know when I follow you on Instagram, I seen that and I wanted to bring that up just for the viewers.
Yeah. About the Neen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's official. Like, that's the way you're supposed to be. Like, he went from a complete 180.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's what you did. I think that's what we all do. If we really love skateboarding, you make a choice. Do you love your lifestyle? That's, you might have a negative community, but that's your friends. You like being with them, or do you want to progress and, you know, travel the world and be yourself and find like an individuality, which I think you have completely.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
cool, though, man. And it's smart to use Neen because he's a skateboarder.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
I agree.
skateboarder, and I think, I mean, we all skate, right? So I think we can definitely take some lessons from him. You know,
Oh, for
whether
sure.
it comes from, like, you know, strength training, or whether it comes to the nutrition that he can provide her, because that's what he does on that app. Like he doesn't just provide like, the workouts, blueprints that he provides. He also wants to engage with his audience in the app. And he also, tells us after the workout, like there's like a final like segment where he like, gives you like props, for doing the workouts. And then afterwards he says, if you have any questions, just reach out to him, whether it might be nutrition guidance, whether it might be things that, correlate with like, just your fitness journey that you want to improve on, to reach out to him, and he will, like he engages with you.
He does the smash burgers too. He has like his own smash burger company. He's working
He's
with
got
the sushi
a,
brand in Austin.
He's got like some
hot sauce.
The spice?
the spices.
The
Spice.
rubs.
Not a damn chance.
He was on Joe Rogan too. Like he used all the spices and like they blew up.
Yeah, he went on Rogan and that thing blew up.
I bought a grill because I bought that chocolate grill because I saw him cooking outside. I was like, why don't I do that? Why I have to go somewhere? I bring carne asada and I don't eat meat, so I just cook the meat. And then I bring bread for everybody else. So if people, use little breads.
Yeah.
My roommate has a good section of the Not a Damn Chance seasonings.
Oh, does he? I've been wanting to get it. I've been wanting to support.
Says they're good.
All right. Anything you want to bring up that we haven't touched on, maybe?
Can't think of anything.
Clothing brands.
While you think of that, let's give you a crazy question from the bowl before we get out of here. There's a few left, so we'll see what we got.
Should I read it?
Yeah, you can read it.
If you could get a pro guest board, what team do you want to be in?
Yeah, if you get a guest board, what team and what graphic?
Sorry for laughing. It's just because that's the sample question I gave you earlier. That's one of the ones that could come out.
Oh,
yeah,
that's the one you got.
So it's coincidental.
It was. It was.
It's probably be in Sovereign.
The Sovereign
skateboards, maybe just like a little cameo. That would be pretty sick.
Now, would you want to have a graphic, or would you want them to use maybe one of your photos on the board?
That would be pretty cool. Like a photo, like maybe a photo would be pretty sick.
That would be amazing. And that would be a wall. That would be definitely a wall hanger. You know what I mean?
The George photo series, just like how Chocolate brings down those.
Ooh, yeah.
Like they make a bunch of collectibles, and when you put them all together, they make one picture.
Or they don't have to make a picture. I would want different. I would want a series of his boards, though. You know what I mean? Like those photos.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty sick.
That'd be pretty sick. We got ideas over here.
Let's put it into the universe.
Sovereign, if you're listening.
Oh.
All right, man, this is good. Before we get out of here, did you think of anything that you want to bring up?
Do you have any like video parts that are gonna come out soon that you work on with any other skaters out there, Peralta?
Actually, yeah, we do have something in the works right now. I haven't started my part of it yet, but I am conditioning myself at this moment so I can get back on it. And
what's the timeline on that? We still on 2 years, or are we pushing the date back?
I actually just extended it another year.
Okay.
So
cool. I got time to give me some clips.
So I broke it down because we're all adults now, so a lot of the guys are busy with work, life,
Kids.
and it's how I told them, I'm not gonna get on your guys' ass if you guys are doing stuff like that where you're working and you can't come out and skate because of work, life, parents, stuff like that. But if I catch you guys partying or like fucking off, I'm gonna start being like, hey, what's up, dude? We got a video to film. We got a video to film. I'm kind of like on it because I really want to make this project come through, and my goals are to kind of film like an America Stay Gold style. Like I want to replicate that America intro. That is one of my goals for the videos, to try to replicate that intro. But I'm going back to the roots of those early 2000 videos, not like where it's more like a part. You see the friendship of everybody on the sessions. You connect with the skaters, and then I'm starting to even let out photo ads like back in the day how they would do it with magazines. So you'll see pictures of tricks that went down that are going to be in the video, but now you're just more hyped to be like, that's a sick picture. Now I can't wait to see the footage.
Yeah,
but so and then I'm hoping that with this conditioning I'm doing right now too, that I am able to film a new part, because I think this will be my last part before I guess I can say I start skating, or before I stop skating to a point where I push myself and I go back just to doing it for fun with my friends, like skating mani pads, ledges here, and stuff like that. I'm gonna Heath Kirchart this shit right now. That's the best way I can say it.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring Heath Kirchart on the conversation at one point.
Well, we were talking about Stay Gold. I mean,
yeah,
that's like that part. No, that broke my heart. When I heard that music and everything, I was like, oh.
When his
Why does the guy always come out?
I mean, I knew him from the Birdhouse video, right? When he came out, he did the
rail. He was the first one to lip slide it.
Right. Yeah.
El Toro?
When they broke the gates. Jeremy.
Yeah.
He took a lot of
99. That was
with the arm up. He's just like.
Yeah, like he just his night skating would inspire me not to get kicked out. That's why I skated in Manhattan, old night footage, but we didn't have no freaking generators and lights.
Yeah,
he's an interesting person because I don't know if you guys noticed, but he doesn't have social media. Like he doesn't use social media. He's off the grid.
He's off the grid. He's like out there canoeing somewhere.
Only on Tony Hawk he went once, and Tony Hawk made him. He said because no one can say no to Tony.
Yeah.
So we could see he was sitting there like angry, like doing time.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could tell he didn't want to be there, but it was a good interview, man. It's like,
that was cool.
Like I feel like I'm attracted to skaters like that. Like even with videography, my favorite videographer is John Miner, and he's
same.
Rare to get an interview out of, to see him anywhere. I even went on his Instagram one day and I was like, mentor me, be my film teacher. Wow. I just left a comment and I was like, maybe I might get lucky.
I'll get him on the show.
I've seen that guy twice. I seen him in the America photo shoot. Like I don't know, it was way back in 2014 at Hollenbeck. They had the America crew at the time, and they just invited a bunch of skaters to gather up, and we all took a photo just for like some project they had in mind.
That's cool.
Surprisingly though, I never saw the photo surface. Like, you know, it never came out, but they just did the whole gathering thing. The old America team was there. Like Westgate was there, Brandon Westgate, Andrew Reynolds, Colin Provost, Jerry Sue. You know, all those old heads. They were all there. So you know, they were just all there with the skate community, and it was pretty cool.
Dang.
You know, and that's where I saw John Miner. John Miner was there, and then you know, just with the team. And then the second time I saw him, it was at the photo convention center, I think in Long Beach, where they had John Dixon's shoe come out. It was in that place in Long Beach,
like the convention center.
Yeah, it was like some kind of like exhibition, I think. Something like that, you know. And they had like a lot of like the photography. I'm not sure who takes the photos in America, but they had a bunch of their photography there. And then he was there, so John Miner was there too. So I mean, even though he's not with the America and the Works as much anymore, I mean, he definitely had one of the most interesting, like, you know, editing
film styles and everything.
Film styles that he provided for the company. So
yeah,
I think it's pretty sick.
That's cool. Shout out to John.
Is there a favorite America shoe you have that you would love to, like, if you had the opportunity to bring your way back? Or
it would probably be the Colin slip-on.
The Colin.
Yeah, Colin Provost made like the slip-on that's much more thinner than the Winnow G6.
Thinner, huh? Dang.
Bro, my feet hurt so bad.
My feet are hurting. Listen. Man, I got the muskets on. I can't even feel the board on my shoes.
You got slip-on Kyle Walker Vans.
Yeah.
And I put insoles in there, Remind insoles. They're cups though, man. I'm on cloud 10.
All right.
And I'm hurting.
All right. Well, dude,
awesome.
Give us your shout-outs, man.
Shout out to all the locals in Pico Rivera. I mean, even though I don't live in that place, you know, that's a place where I grew up. And, you know, shout out to the people that I'm connected in this area of Whittier and Pico Rivera. You know, you guys are really good skaters, you know, very admirable of that. And shout out to the Inland Empire, you know, that's where I live currently. And, you know, also really cool skaters over there, you know, just good vibes all the time. So shout out to all the guys out there.
All right, man. Thank you for coming down. I really appreciate that.
Thanks for having me.
I think I saw you. Were you skating La Habra yesterday?
La Habra? No, I was skating La Habra with one of the locals there. His name is Mikey Ruiz.
Oh, Mikey. Yeah,
Mikey Ruiz.
He was on the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And we just, you know, I met him at the Cruel Kindness premiere, the Cruel Kindness 2.
Yeah.
In the Whittier Village Cinema.
Yeah.
I met him there. That's where we officially connected. I previously like crossed paths with him at La Puente, but we didn't connect until that day. And then and it's I mean, it's such a small world because when we got connected, like I remember I was posting a video where I worked, and then he messages me saying, "Hey, that's where I work too."
Oh shit.
So I'm thinking, whoa, that's insane. Such a small world,
Yeah,
So that's
two skaters at the same place.
The odds.
Yeah, so that's when we started talking more and more, and that's when I asked him, "Hey, are you interested in maybe getting something in the works with photography?" And he was down for it. So
you taking a photo of him? You mean?
yes,
Okay.
like taking like photos of him.
That's
So yeah,
cool.
that was what was going on, at La Habra
Sick.
this like a few weeks ago. So there's something in the works right now for sure.
Sick. Okay, we can't wait to see that. And please, and then we'll repost it. We'll do all we can, And like I said, and again, the door is always open. If you want to come back and promote anything, you can. It's not a one and done here. So if you ever want to come back and or just talk skateboarding, you're always welcome back.
Or even a couch boy.
Couch boy.
If one of us is ever missing and you want to just come in and sit
Or
down.
you get one of your homies on the show or something like that. You want to sit in with them. More than welcome to, man.
Appreciate it.
Pleasure meeting you. Art, give us your shout outs.
Shout out Skate Bus for supporting me. Shout out all you guys, Locals Sk8, because I love you guys. This is the lifestyle I love. Red Moon Holistic Weed Shop, because that's where I be at. And Neil, all the homies, Danny, just you know who you are. You know I love you guys.
All right, Peralta.
Well, first of all, I'm going to shout out all the viewers because we wouldn't be here without them. Thank you for listening to these guys' stories, supporting them. And you never know when these guys might inspire you to do something. Also, shout out to the Off to Lunch squad. I know I put another year on the deadline, but the video is going to be worth it. That's all I can say.
I can't wait, man. Now it gives me some time, too.
Yeah, well, this is what I told them. I'm going to break it down. The first 6 months of this year is to get your filler clips, and the last 6 months, nothing but bangers. I'm gonna make everyone jump down shit.
Get his supplements first. Let's rejuvenate our body, man.
That's right. Well, we got time now. So, and then and hopefully I get my blood work done, and I hopefully get me a little healthier as well, man. Because I learned I got some knowledge today, man, and I really appreciate that. And I'm sure some of our viewers out there will appreciate it too. Again, thank you very much for coming down and sharing talking with us and hanging out with us. Pretty much, we share our stories here, but it's mostly just having a conversation and having a good time. So, and again, like Peralta said, thank everybody out there for watching. I gotta thank Arthur for coming in and sitting in for Listo. Shout out to Listo. Today, he's out there trying to get the best trick over there in Cowtown in Arizona. Hopefully he comes back with something, but hey, we're just proud of him that he actually went out there and did something. And you guys know that by this time because this drops in a few weeks. So shout out to him and everything all the work he's been putting out there. Thank you, Peralta, for holding it down on the ones and twos today. Again, please, if you want to see your favorite local skater on the show, let us know, man. Hit us up in the DMs on Instagram at We're the Locals Sk8. I'm OG Skate Show. Till next time, peace out.